What's up, guys? I'm back here with another 3D Blu-ray review. We have the long-awaited Eternals from Marvel Studios, aka Disney. So unfortunately, just like the previous versions, Black Widow, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, this one also was only released in one country, as we suspected. It was Japan, so I got my copy from Amazon Japan, and it does come with a hefty price tag. And so I'm going to talk about that today, and hopefully you can come up with an informed decision on whether or not you want to spend your hard-earned money or not. So first of all, let me just say that I saw this in the movie theater in 4DX 3D. So it wasn't IMAX 3D. There were no IMAX 3D showings at the time. So it did have the black letterbox bars throughout the entire movie. And I was really excited because I thought that this version, the Blu-ray disc, would feature the IMAX scenes as most of the Marvel movies have done. As far as memory serves, the only Marvel movies that don't feature the IMAX enhanced scenes are the ones that were shot completely in IMAX, like Infinity War, Endgame, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Those were shot completely in IMAX, so the 3D Blu-rays have black letterbox bars throughout the entire movie. But all the movies that have shifting aspect ratios that weren't all completely shot in IMAX, those ones we did get 3D Blu-ray with IMAX enhanced scenes. So since Eternals wasn't shot completely in IMAX, I thought that it would feature the shifting aspect ratios. Unfortunately, it does not. This has a fixed 2:39 aspect ratio, so you will have black letterbox bars throughout the entire motion picture. This was really hard for me to get past, but I got over it, I guess. It seems like Disney has gone ahead and had their contract done with IMAX, so they have the IMAX enhanced feature available for their 4K content only on Disney Plus streaming service going forward. At least that's what it seems like. But that being said, let me get past that and talk about the 3D. I actually thoroughly enjoyed it. When I saw that the first scene wasn't in IMAX like it should have been, I thought, oh man, I'm gonna hate this, but I didn't. It was actually really good. In fact, I saw the IMAX version on Disney Plus in 4K, and it's crazy how non-immersive it is when it's in 2D. You know, this just goes to show you that 3D is the superior format, I think. The first scene, right after the little text intro where it talks about where the Eternals came from, whatever. The first scene, it looks like it's in front of the sun, and it looks like the Domo, the spaceship, is coming into view from the left of the screen, and then I think it's like a triangle shape, their spaceship, the Domo. So the top of the triangle, the pointiest part, it's coming around, and then it centers on with the screen, and you see that point just come out of the screen, and that whole scene right there, where the Domo is in space, it's very immersive, even without the IMAX aspect ratio. It makes you feel like you're right there in the picture. There are tons of scenes like this throughout the whole movie. And you got scenes with Athena, Angelina Jolie's character. Every time she manifests those shards or spears or swords or whatever she uses to fight, those are always popping off the screen as well. They took advantage of. I haven't seen many movies do this, but there are a lot of scenes where, say, you have like 2 or 3 characters on the screen. It'll look like one person is kind of like right there, like coming off the glass portion of your screen, while the others are kind of further back, almost like a pop-up book effect. Some people don't like that. They think it's cheesy. I personally like it. I think it looks good. You have beautiful depth with all the scenery in this movie, and this movie has a lot of scenery too because they travel to different parts of the world. You got Babylon, you got these forests, you've got where the emergence is happening at the end. I'm not sure where exactly it is, but you've got the ocean and the volcanoes and everything, and it just takes advantage of the 3D beautifully throughout the whole movie. The colors were great. Very beautiful. I didn't see any scenes in the movie where it suffered from brightness issues. That was one of my problems that I had with Shang-Chi when I watched that on 3D Blu-ray. I didn't really care for how many scenes it seemed too dark. And I don't really get that a lot with my TV. I have one of the OLEDs, the 2016 OLEDs that do 3D, and I would say like about 99.9% of my movies look great on it, but Shang-Chi, I don't know. Maybe I gotta go back and watch that one. But anyway, this was not like my Shang-Chi experience. It was beautiful. We got the 7.1 DTS HD Master Audio track, and like most Disney audio, you will have to turn your receiver up a lot to hear it. But that being said, it still took advantage of those extra couple channels. The panning effects were really great, especially during the scenes where you have, I'm always bad with names, but the Eternal that is deaf that came out on The Walking Dead. Anyway, she, she's like the Flash pretty much, and she's just shoom, 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 shoom all over the place, and you really hear that through the surround speakers. The bass is pretty weak, but I mean, that's to be expected. But other than that, I mean, as long as you crank that baby up, it's a decent enough surround soundtrack. But the 3D in this movie is gorgeous. I think that you'll be pleasantly surprised. Now, here's where it gets complicated. Because this is a Japan release from MovieNex, we run into the same subtitle problem that we had with Black Widow and Shang-Chi. So, Black Widow wasn't very noticeable because there's only a couple scenes where they speak Russian. Shang-Chi was very, very hard to work around because there's a lot of dialogue in that movie where they speak Mandarin, and unfortunately, so it doesn't have forced subtitles. So you can either watch the movie completely with English subtitles, which can be very distracting from the 3D in my opinion, or you could choose to watch it without it. With Shang-Chi, it was hard because there's a lot of it, and I feel like a lot of the dialogue was necessary. This one, most of the subtitled dialogue from Eternals comes from the Eternal that's deaf, where she's doing sign language, and I don't know, thankfully for me, I memorized most of the lines from the first two viewings of watching it, so I decided to sit with the subtitles off, but that's a decision that you're gonna have to make. Now, the big question is it worth spending the money? I think it was 8,800 yen, which converted to US dollars, I think I paid like 70 something dollars for this. Is it worth it? That's gonna be subjective. Obviously, if you're an avid 3D movie collector like me, you're gonna have to. But if you're somebody that doesn't normally go out of their way to import, can I recommend this? Probably not. Just because, for one thing, I feel like Disney is stiffing us. We used to have 3D Blu-rays in every country pretty much. Yeah, we didn't have it in the US after a time, but at least we had it available in the UK and other places. Now we only have it in one country, and it's outrageously priced, and they stiff us with the IMAX scenes, reserving it just for their streaming service so we could subscribe to that. Gives us an incentive. I mean, don't get me wrong, Disney Plus is great. There's a lot of great shows on there that I watch. Loki, Captain America and the Winter Soldier, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. There's all sorts of good stuff on there. But still, I feel like we're being gypped a little bit here. And then the forced subtitle thing. I mean, if they were to at least make that an option where we could put forced subtitles on, then I'd say, sure, why not? Because the 3D really is beautiful. But again, I feel like we're being gypped here. I guess some would say we're lucky to be getting 3D at all nowadays, because it really does seem like it's on its last breath. But still, I can't recommend, to the average consumer spending that much money on this. Yes, it also does come with a 4K disc in it as well. But again, that 4K disc is gimped too because it doesn't have forced subtitles, and it's not IMAX enhanced, and it doesn't have Dolby Vision either, which is also reserved for the streaming services. It features HDR10, the standard HDR format. So again, I don't know if I would recommend it. But for the avid collector, absolutely, go ahead and get it. It does look very beautiful, and if you don't mind turning the subtitles off, or leaving them on, whatever. It's not that big of a deal. I'm still glad I bought it, but anyway, that's what I have to say about it. I hope I was able to give you enough information to make an informed decision. Look forward to doing another 3D Blu-ray review in the future. Don't know what that will be. We didn't get one for Venom, the new Venom movie, and I doubt we'll get one for the new Spider-Man movie because those are both Sony releases and not Disney. But I'm pretty sure, hopefully, we will get one for Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness, seeing as that is a Disney release, and hopefully Japan will come through. Anyway, you guys stay safe. Love you all. Have a good one.